King Solomon's Mines. Alan Quatermain is a renowned old hunter and explorer on the African continent. Over the years, he has roamed the jungles and savannas of Africa, accumulating a wealth of experience and deep knowledge. One day, Quatermain met a tall, handsome British gentleman, Sir Henry Curtis, and his friend Captain John Good in a bar in Cape Town. Henry eagerly told Quatermain that his brother George had gone missing while searching for the legendary treasure of King Solomon. Henry showed an ancient map, which supposedly marked the route to the treasure. This map depicted ancient symbols and paths, indicating that the treasure was hidden in a mysterious area in the African interior. Henry asked Quatermain to help them find George and the treasure. Quatermain was intrigued by this adventure and decided to accept the challenge. He realized that this expedition was not only an opportunity to find the treasure but also an excellent chance to explore the unknown world. Thus, he, Henry, and Good formed a skilled expedition team, ready to set off. Before departure, the expedition team made thorough preparations. They purchased the necessary supplies and equipment, including food, water, weapons, and exploration tools. They also hired several local guides and porters to ensure the expedition could proceed smoothly. Quatermain, Henry, and Good devised a detailed plan, deciding to first cross the endless desert and then enter the mysterious kingdom of Kukuanaland. When everything was ready, the expedition team set off at dawn. Quatermain's heart was full of anticipation and excitement. They were about to enter an unknown world and begin a journey full of adventures and unknowns. At this moment, they didn't know how many challenges and dangers awaited them in the future, but their hearts burned with the desire for treasure and adventure. The expedition team began their journey, first facing the endless Kalahari Desert. The desert's heat and lack of water were their greatest enemies. During the day, the temperature soared to 50 degrees Celsius, and the scorching sun made them sweat profusely, making each step difficult. At night, the temperature dropped to below freezing, bone-chilling cold. They had to rest during the day and travel at night to avoid the extreme temperature changes. After several days of traveling in the desert, their strength gradually dwindled. Captain Good's humor and optimism helped everyone through the difficult moments. He often told jokes to relieve the tense atmosphere. Quatermain was responsible for finding water sources. He observed a flock of birds flying overhead and determined that there might be a water source nearby. Finally, they discovered an oasis in a dry riverbed, giving everyone new hope. At the oasis, they replenished their water supply, rested, and regained their strength. Henry Curtis and Quatermain discussed the next route and decided to continue following the map's guidance to the legendary kingdom of Kukuanaland. After crossing the desert, they arrived at a mysterious area surrounded by mountains, the kingdom of Kukuanaland. This kingdom was hidden in high mountains and dense forests, and outsiders rarely entered. The local residents were surprised and uneasy about their arrival because they had never seen white people before. Twala was a cruel monarch, and his rule was filled with terror and oppression. He was wary of outsiders, but at the same time, he was interested in Quatermain and his companions' courage and skills. The expedition team met an elder named Infidus in Kukuanaland, who told them the story of Twala's usurpation. It turned out that Twala's brother, Ignosi, was the true king of Kukuanaland. During their time in Kukuanaland, the expedition team established connections with the local residents. They participated in local rituals and celebrations, learning about the local customs and culture. They witnessed traditional dances and music performances and felt the enthusiasm and vitality of the local people. The expedition team gained the favor of the local residents through their courtesy and respect. During their exploration of the jungle, the expedition team discovered the ruins of an ancient city. This city was once the territory ruled by King Solomon. The ruins were filled with mysterious symbols and buildings, giving a sense of mystery and solemnity. These ruins made the expedition team excited about King Solomon's treasure. They found some ancient artifacts and stone tablets engraved with symbols, which seemed to point to the treasure's hiding place. During their time in Kukuanaland, the expedition team gradually discovered that the local residents lived under Twala's tyranny, struggling to make a living. The residents were forced to pay tribute and participate in brutal labor. Twala often used violence to suppress dissent and even used torture to punish those who resisted him. The expedition team witnessed these atrocities, filling their hearts with anger and sympathy. Infidus secretly contacted the loyal warriors of Ignosi's tribe, who had been waiting for an opportunity to overthrow Twala. They planned to launch an uprising on a full moon night to overthrow Twala and restore the true king, Ignosi, to power. Infidus sought the expedition team's help, hoping they could provide strategic advice and support in the battle. Quatermain and his companions decided to help Ignosi overthrow Twala, hoping to find the treasure through this action. They met secretly with Infidus and the tribal warriors, devising a detailed uprising plan. Quatermain, with his rich combat experience, guided the tribal warriors on how to conduct ambushes and raids and taught them how to use firearms and bows. The night of the uprising finally arrived, and the tribal warriors quietly infiltrated Twala's palace. The battle began, and the warriors, with their courage and wisdom, launched a fierce fight. Although Twala's soldiers were well trained, they were caught off guard by the warriors' sudden attack. Quatermain and Henry led a small team to raid Twala's residence. They successfully defeated Twala's guards and finally faced Twala in a direct confrontation. After a fierce battle, Twala was defeated, and Ignosi successfully reclaimed the throne. As a token of gratitude to the expedition team, Ignosi invited them to the palace for a grand celebration feast. During the feast, Ignosi expressed his deep gratitude to the expedition team and promised to keep his word, leading them to King Solomon's treasure. At dawn the next day, Ignosi personally led the expedition team to a hidden valley. This valley was surrounded by steep cliffs, and the entrance was concealed by dense vegetation. After a long journey, the expedition team finally arrived at an ancient cave deep in the valley. Ignosi pointed to the entrance of the cave, telling them that this was where King Solomon's treasure was hidden. The expedition team cautiously entered the cave, which was pitch dark, and they could only rely on the faint light of torches to illuminate their way. As they ventured deeper into the cave, the sight before them left them in awe. The cave walls were inlaid with countless sparkling gems, and the ground was piled with gold and silverware. These treasures shone brightly, telling the glory and prosperity of King Solomon's era. The expedition team members were stunned by the treasures but did not forget their original intention. They carefully examined every corner, searching for any traces that George might have left. Finally, they found some old equipment and notes in the depths of the cave, which were George's belongings. Although George himself was not there, these relics proved that he had indeed reached this place. As the expedition team discovered the treasure, a sudden earthquake caused the entrance of the cave to be blocked by huge rocks, trapping them inside. The air in the cave gradually became thin, and the expedition team members were momentarily panicked but quickly calmed down and began to think about how to escape. Alan Quatermain calmly analyzed the structure of the cave and decided to use the available tools and resources to move the huge rocks. They used crowbars and simple leverage principles to move the rocks little by little. Henry Curtis, with his astonishing strength, took on the main force, while Captain Good was responsible for commanding and coordinating the tools. During the arduous task of moving the rocks, the expedition team members experienced hours of hardship and fatigue. They encouraged each other, sharing past adventure experiences to boost morale. After relentless efforts, they finally succeeded in moving the rocks and found a narrow exit. When they finally breathed in the fresh air, everyone felt immense joy and relief. The expedition team members embraced and laughed, celebrating their successful escape. Quatermain humorously said, "It seems our adventure is not over yet." After escaping, the expedition team quickly organized the treasures they had brought and ensured they took the most precious items. They knew that the greatest value of this adventure was not just the gold and jewels but the various challenges they had experienced and the deep camaraderie they had built. On their way back to the civilized world, the expedition team did not have a smooth journey. They had to cross the kingdom of Kukuanaland and the endless desert again, facing various unknown dangers and challenges. They encountered a storm, traversed dangerous swamps, and encountered a group of ferocious wild animals. The expedition team finally returned to Cape Town, laden with treasures. This adventure not only allowed them to find the legendary treasure but also made them realize the value of the human spirit of exploration and courage. In Cape Town, the expedition team received a hero's welcome. The local newspapers reported their deeds, praising their courage and perseverance. Henry Curtis and Captain Good recounted their adventure stories in public, earning the audience's enthusiastic applause. Alan Quatermain chose to stay low-key, continuing his life of hunting and exploration, satisfied with his inner world. In the end, the members of the expedition team returned to their respective lives, but the friendship and shared adventures remain forever etched in their memories.